So this is right after beating the flame. And let's simply go on. For the puzzle. The puzzle section is interesting to say the least. If you touch those black boxes, you die, usually. However, this black box here is pretty special. For some reason you can walk on it. This hand. So what you want to do here is move over the puzzle piece to the right, then down, which you do by simply moving like this, over here, then up, oops, and don't get caught in it. Like that. It requires a bit of practice until you get how the movement works, but overall it's not too bad. What you need to realize is that those pieces move in the directions you are moving the fastest, so you want to be moving downwards when you touch this thing, so it actually moves down. Same here, you want to jump just before you touch it, so it moves over there. Down, and all the way over there. As normal when you beat this. Then, here, you want to jump back up, go over here. And that's the fastest way to clear this puzzle. So, next, this screen. You want to jump up and save. The reason why you want to do this is then you reset and do this exact sequence of action. It just works out that the paratroopers are in the right position, which makes this the fastest way. Then what you also want to consider is you want to move both of those blocks over here before you go to the left again, shove them over there. Since there is no reason to shove them to the right one by one. Save here. Also, by the way, handy. With Dark Boshy you can simply do a double jump and save without going actually up here. And over here. And what you want to do actually when you jump up here, optimally, jump on that thing. Oops. Well, use that double jump there. And go right up here and further. If you are clunky and not as good as I am, do that little landing and go on. There's no reason to save here on the left. Because once you know how to get past this spike and the spider properly, it shouldn't be a problem to survive it at all. So simply, up here. Oh well. Sometimes I'm really bad. Up here. And then the spider. What you need to notice is you can either do a double jump from here to lure out the spider, or you can do a single jump from here. What I do is a single jump, but the double jump is a little bit faster. So I will mute the sound. Never mind, I won't. I currently don't have many viewers because for some reason the stream didn't restart for 1.5 hours. So, double jump. And go up here. You have plenty of time before you need to go. Also what you need to notice, you cannot jump from this here. You have to jump up from here, otherwise you will not make the jump up. So, lure out the spider, and here, go to this tier, and here, and it's really easy. Simply don't haste too much. You have enough time. So, cannon is a joke in the speedrun. You press S to skip this initial cutscene. Then, what I do here is I repeatedly press 1 on my keyboard, as in the 1 key right above the queue. This is basically a debug menu control which Solgren forgot to remove from the game, and it starts the Dodongo attack. But it only starts it, and if you keep pressing the 1 button, he will never actually finish executing the attack, and you can simply kill him. Also, once again, the double shot does not actually work on Ganon, but it doesn't matter, since when you stand near enough to him, he's dead anyway. Also, I don't have splits right now, so it's a tutorial run anyway. So, and here. Pretty simple things. Traverse through the screen as normal. And then, if you're good enough, you can keep your momentum and go all the way to the right. This will make it much easier to survive this weird jumping enemy. However, if you're not secure enough to basically not save the second screen, like me usually, I guess, simply save. And you do this, and over here. Now, something to note. I pressed this button, and now it's a green mark, which means it removed some of the red blocks in the entire stage, which means if I were to be able to get to the next wall of red blocks without dying, I could actually skip a large portion of the game, but unfortunately I'm not good enough. So, especially when you start speedrunning this, you will have a ton of trouble even getting the first skip. And the first skip saves more time and is easier than the second one. So, if you want to practice something, I recommend practicing the first skip. Also, what's pretty important, learn the timing when you have to jump over here to kill the first guy. And after that, simply practice the timing to go down here. You can also go down on the left, however, you have less time to react, and I recommend simply dropping down on the right here. Much easier. Last guy you can simply ignore. Then, if you survived, the wall on the right there is simply gone. So, this guy is pretty special. What I do is this right here. Now you can jump over two, like this. What you need to realize is that you can single jump over one of those things, double jump, and then you land here. Don't try to double jump over both, as in, don't do this. You will usually land in the second guy, but overall simply practice this a little and it's getting really easy, really quick. Then the next step, what you want to do right here, save from about here. Now that's pretty important, because if you don't get the skip, you want to hold left after resetting and simply go down. And the fastest way to pass down here is to do this. You can also make it a little bit easier on yourself. Wait a little bit here until he shoots on the bottom again. Then go on it. Doesn't really matter. Then for the next screen. Here, it's worth trying to dodge the snipe shot from the save point after saving. The reason is, you just activated that block in the previous screen, so you don't have to remove this wall here. So you can simply straight up land here and go on. Pretty simple. If you for some reason die, go as normal. Simply over here. Also, this jump here is pretty tricky. I recommend doing not a full jump, so don't hit your head on the pillar on the left here. Simply do a small jump, a little bit to the left, and get a feeling for that jump. It's a pretty tricky jump, and worth practicing. As you can see, I still fail that all the time. So that's my technique, by the way, getting up here. How you get up here is personal preference. And it doesn't matter really. Simply jump over here and you're up. Now here, pretty important portion. Since I just pressed that button on the left there, once again, if I don't die until the very end, I would get another skip, which saves about another 15 to 20 seconds. Pretty nice, if you're good enough. Also, it's a bit random. It's random because of this room right here. The one shuriken that is following you is not random. You can completely manipulate it once you get used to it. However, the shurikens from above, they are random where they fall. So, simply try to learn how to manipulate the shuriken that is following you. It's not too hard, but it requires a bit of practice. Also, what you can do, and that was simply bad luck. The shuriken from above landed at the exact point where, well, it killed me. And once again, you can jump from here straight up here. Really handy. Alternatively, you can jump over here and do this jump, which is, I guess, the intended way. But it's faster, and in my opinion easier, to go right over here. And now for Ryu. Well, Ryu Hayabusa. That's his name. I don't know about you, but in my first playthrough, I did this skip right here. Whoops, I messed it up. I did the skip of the second half of the avoidance right away. Until recently, I never actually completed the whole avoidance thing at all. Since the skip is much easier than actually trying to survive this whole phase right here. So simply practice the skip and it's much easier actually. So here, since I assume you have Dark Boshy, you know how this section works. Practice it a little, and you should be fine. Really not that hard, but can be a bit tricky if you are rusty like me. Here, small trick. Don't hug the left wall on the middle thing over there. Not worth it. And here for the last section. Again, nothing really special about this. Simply go through the motion. There is not really any trick to this. Purely practice. And I'm clearly out of practice, I guess. Here, a small trick, I guess. You can shoot through those lights, so I advise you to do that. Since trying to jump on those platforms while those guys are still alive is risky. So simply jump up, hit them, and then go on. I guess that's the only real trick in this section. So, here is a backup strategy. What you usually do is wait here a little, and for this second one, then jump over to the right. But if you for some reason mess up the jump right here, you can do this. And wait. This is considerably slower than actually going to the right straight away. But it's a backup strategy in case you somehow mess up to jump off this thing. Also, what I recommend doing is do only a small jump off this thing. The reason for this is you do not want to hit your head on this thing, since hitting your head on this thing right here makes the jump on the very bottom of those blue paths really tricky. So what you want to do instead do a small jump and then use a double jump to give yourself a little bit more leeway. And now for Miss Signal. Miss Signal is pretty simple and double shots work, so you can kill him really quickly. The laser is easy to avoid, nothing special. The hydro pump, you simply have to get used to how this works. On a side note, if you get shot up with the hydro pump right here, Ghastly can actually shoot through the signal shield, so you can do 1 damage. Recover is probably the best thing you can get. On a side note, if you get the recovery bug where you kill Miss Signal, and he somehow recovers some HP and survives despite being dead or something like that, simply press S or disable the music to progress anyways. Splash. Always try to hit him there. Also, as soon as you kill Miss Signal, press Q to kill yourself. But I'm not joking about that. If you kill yourself right after killing Miss Signal, it will shorten the animation where we actually, basically the victory dance of Boshy. And we are in World 11. Here's pretty special. Now if you remember, at the beginning I said you can actually shoot and reset and it will shoot right here. That's approximately where I spawn. Now, because Dark Boshy has such large bullets, what I do right here is save here, I hold, shoot and jump, reset, reset again, reset again, reset again, and basically spam reset. As you clearly can see, Dark Boshy starts to rise up. That's because every single time I reset, I'm 1 pixel higher, and because Dark Boshy spawns in the first screen right in front of the save, it saves my position 1 pixel higher than before. This only works in this world with Dark Boshy, and the only other character which it works with would be Hello Kitty. Nyan Cat. I'm not joking about that. So, this skips the lower section of the first section of this world. So here, you want to save, and either time your snake jump, or what you can do alternatively, is what I did myself usually. What you can do is try to go on the right side of this guy, just past the spike, even though he is at the very bottom of that thing, and just manage to get up there. It's a really tricky thing, and I recommend simply timing it. Oh come on. It's pretty precise. usually what happens is you die if you land on him while he is standing on that thing. So yeah, simply time it, I guess. Then you save over here, reset, and simply hold right. Pretty easy. Also here, once you get past this section, keep holding right, so you keep the speed, jump, save, and keep holding right. So you'll keep the entire speed all over here, which is a small time saver. Pretty neat. So, then here, press that switch as normal, and then you have two options. You can either jump up here, well, jump up, then walk to the left, or go down here and move to the left. It doesn't really matter. In fact, the lower portion is actually a little bit faster, but the upper portion you don't have to avoid the spikes. Save there, don't forget, it's average mode, so a little bit of safety is pretty nice. And here it's not worth, absolutely not worth saving over here. Don't do it. However, I do it for now for demonstrating something. What you can do is make this jump without using that thing over here. It's not hard, but it's unnecessarily risky in my opinion. What you simply want to do is jump at the same time you shoot, and shoot at the same time you jump, and that will properly bounce you up there. Very easy. And here, while descending, as in falling down, shoot that thing and do a full jump to the right. Here's the interesting part. Do not drop down on the right here. Drop down on the left and simply hold right. This gives you the perfect position to jump and hit that button. So you have that bounce up. Here, what I recommend doing is learning the timing on when to shoot those red things, instead of trying to mash through. So, and here, same thing again. Hold jump, shoot, and spam reset. This way you can skip the entirety of the tower and it saves about 2.5 minutes. So, and now here, another small time saver. As soon as you enter this screen right here, as in the next section, save but do not reset. Reason is simple. Save, wait for the fire bar, and go on, and simply keep going. The reason why you want to do this is this fire bar right here in the middle of the screen is then in a position where you don't have to stop here. If you reset here, it gives you a good timing for the first fire bar. However, the second fire bar you have to wait all the way around till you can move on. So, if you can help it and don't die during this jump, don't reset at the beginning. You can save here, but in any case, if you reset here, if you save here, reset before you go on. The reason is the next fire bar, you'll be in a better position if you reset. If you don't reset there, you have to wait for a long time until it's actually in a good position again, so you can pass. As you can see, I can now simply go through it. So, that's that. And for Solgren, once again, double shot works in Solgren is really handy. what you want to do is simply learn how to quick kill Solgrim phase 1. You don't have to make it that quick. You can dodge the Nom 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 monster and dodge a few of the bullets. The important portion is simply that you kill him before he goes into the spam phase where you have to survive a whole bunch. You really want to kill him quickly here. Also, if that Nom Nom monster comes from the bottom and you kill him, it simply disappears. So simply try to go for the kill before that thing. Also, make sure you jump properly into the next screen, because if you don't, there's a chance that you will simply fall through the platform. So that's obviously not exactly desirable at all. So, phase 2. At the beginning of phase 2, you want to stand on the lower right side. Right here. And then shoot as good as you can. If your shooting is good enough, you can literally deplete the entire health bar of Solgrim. Right there. This saves a ton of time in the last phase with the plane. Since you do technically 7 times more damage than in the last phase during this phase. So, I didn't get all the way through, which means my spam was pretty bad. Also, don't forget about Ghastly if you need Ghastly. And here, surviving the phase number 2 is, in my opinion, the most difficult part of the Solgrim fight. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. But there are still some really tricky parts. Also, do not fear to dodge the bullets or the projectiles towards the left, as in, so they will guaranteed not hit Solgrim's shield. It's better to survive and not die than to potentially get one more shot in. So, I really like Ghastly, by the way. Let's try this again. And he's dead, basically. Now, you still have to survive the entirety of phase 3. And 2, I guess. But phase 4, as soon as you enter phase 4, Solgrim is basically defeated. If you deplete his entire health bar, right there. So let's hope I don't die this time. Because, well, as I said, I feel like this phase 2 is really the most difficult portion of the fight. And I'm still not good at it. By the way, there's also another technique where you can simply arrive that beam on the right here. I don't know, it's personal preference. If you find it to be easier on the right, feel free to do it like that. I'm simply used to watching it on the left, but it doesn't really matter to me. Oh, come on. It's possible, by the way, to one cycle phase 2, but it's extremely unlikely and you need a fair bit of luck for that to happen. So, once again, make sure you jump properly into the next screen. Also, if you still need some damage on Solgrim, you can shoot him right here a little bit. Then make sure you stand on the right side to dodge that car. The car parts, I guess, because on the left side there's a much higher chance that you will get hit. And the rest of phase 3 pretty straightforward. Well, if you don't fail like me. After you basically survive the car parts and the blood, there is literally no randomness left in the fight anymore. And it all comes down to proper execution at the end. So, by the way, I deliberately will not kill Solgren right here to show off something else in phase 4, which is the plane phase. Well, if I would survive, I guess. As you can see, without double shots, there's no chance I could complete his entire health bar right there. Well, I messed it up. Too bad. I really hope that in the final draft of this tutorial I will play a bit better. Oh well. It's a start, I guess. If you're good enough, by the way, you can't kill Solgren before the third team. By the way, the better you get at phase 2, the more freedom you have to actually guide those projectiles towards the Solgren shield. And the more damage you do, the less time you have to survive, obviously. So it's simply a balance between trying to do damage and trying to survive. So let's not mess it up. As I said, you can still hit Solgren up there, but don't jump too high. It will kill you. Also don't jump here. The car will kill you when Ryu initially throws it.
Let's go!
Okay, there we go. The rest is pretty easy. There's the technique that you can jump over Sonic, but I don't recommend it. It's much easier to simply jump, jump, don't jump too high, jump, 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 and on the last one, jump high. already here. And here, the important portion. I'm now absolutely safe from every shot. The reason why this works is, as you can see, the shots from Solgren, or the projectiles in general, disappear just before they reach the exit of the screen. If I were to go much more left, I would die because I moved too far off screen. Also, simply remember, if you use your double shot, you may have to rebind your keys during this fight. So I'm perfectly safe on the left side of that screen, and I can simply shoot him. Not move at all. Now what you need to realize is you want to have the light blue portion, the lower left of the plane, to be off screen. And basically, as long as that orange portion, the windshield of the plane, is still on the screen, you will survive. So it's a pretty big leeway. Simply make sure the orange portion stays on the screen and the light blue portion goes off screen. Then you get a pretty easy Solgren kill, in case you have to still be damaged at the end. And timing ends as soon as this cutscene stops. That's when you want to sprint. And that's that. This tutorial is in total about, I guess, 3 hours now. So yeah, I hope the final draft will be about 1.5 to 2 hours maximum. But it's a start. Twitter seems to be pretty active around this time. It's weird, I'm not usually streaming around this. It's 4 AM. So, I guess that's it from me. I hope that tutorial helped, and I hope I have enough motivation to redo it at some point. So, good luck, and have a nice day.
Yourself the Boshy now. There's no one else can take It's Boshy time!